What's up everyone, Ofidyan here. Unfortunately I was unable to make it to EVO, but I wanted to share some tech with you guys, just in case some of you don't know. First I want to start off with the Turbine Mix-Up. A lot of Green Lanterns don't do the Turbine Mix-Up, and I'm not sure why, but it's very good because you get to the other side and it kind of really helps to play mind games with the opponent. It can mess up their wake-ups, and it's only like 2% less if you turbine as opposed to ending your combo with lift. So there we got 30, and you'll see I'm just doing the same combo here, and I'm going to end it with lift for 32. So it's kind of worth it sometimes to play those mind games with your opponent. Right out of turbine, you can do a really good, fast back one, and it catches a lot of people off guard. Unfortunately, it's not like Street Fighter where you have to press down and back. They can just hold down right after you turbine if they start getting used to that sort of pressure. The thing is, your opponents, when you're conditioning for that, they're going to get lazy and they're just going to hold down right after you turbine. So what you have to do is go with the overhead, the forward 2 down 1. So then, after they get conditioned for that, the forward 2 down 1, because they were lazy and they were holding block, you're going to have to do something different. And this is something that I haven't seen any Green Lanterns do yet. You can actually, whenever they stand up to block that overhead because they see you whiff the forward 2, you can actually, or you do the forward 2 and you're advancing towards them, you can actually do back 1 pretty fast out of it. And they were standing up thinking the overhead was coming, and they get caught by it. It's been really helpful, and it's a trick that you definitely have to use. But you may say, okay, well, why don't they just wake up? You could just wake up, right? Well, certain wake ups in the game get just straight up stuffed by Green Lantern's lift. I'm gonna put Rising Grab on. Superman. A lot of Supermen like to wake up with this. The thing about it is it just gets stuffed. If Green Lantern does lift, you can wake up all day and you'll just get stuffed for doing it. There are certain wake ups in the game though that have a lot of invulnerability frames, like low scoop is actually better for Superman to do. It's one of his best, but I'm not even gonna worry about showing you eye beams, breath. So many wake ups just get stuffed by lift. But the low scoop, however, it won't. The low scoop will actually hit Green Lantern, and you'll have to respect certain wake ups in the game, like Deathstroke's sword flip. You got to respect that. And the good thing about it is you can punish the moves that you have to respect. So scoop, oh, he's punishable. Oh, what's going on here? A new B&B. Yeah, out of punishing, you can now 2-2-3, meter burn rocket, forward 3, jump 2, back 1-3 trait, 2-2-3 lift or turbine, whatever you want to do. And the thing that's good about that is you're getting into the 40s without having to get a jump in, and it only costs 1 bar. But say you already used your trait, then you can just punish accordingly with like a back 1-3 combo. And also, if you're gonna punish wake ups in the corner when you dash into the corner like I just did, you can do the overhead, and it actually helps because it dodges a lot of them. Also, I want to show that you can do the Turbine Mix-Up without using any meter. All it requires you to do is scoop forward just a little bit and then do 2-2-3 turbine, and for whatever reason a lot of people thought that you had to burn meter to do Turbine Mix-Up, and you don't. Another thing I want to show you is kind of an ambiguous cross-up in the corner. If Green Lantern gets you in the corner, he doesn't really do a whole lot of damage, but he can do some pretty tricky things. It's actually a cross-up whenever you turbine, and depending on when you jump, it's going to look weird. It's always going to be a cross-up, but sometimes his animation makes him turn backwards, and sometimes it makes him turn forward. It just depends on when you jump. Also, if you do the forward 3 starter, you can do forward 3 and then 2. I like doing 2. I know you can do 3, but 2 is a lot more reliable. And then you can get 1-2 and then meter burn rocket and then go into 223 Turbine Mix-Up. So that's really good. That's a really good way to capitalize on that. Another thing is, like, when you get somebody out of the air for a punish, like Superman doing his beams or something, you can actually get 2 of the 2s. So it'll be, 3 punish in the air, back 1-3 trait lift, and then you can get 2-2 meter burn rocket, 2-2-3 turbine mix up, or 2-2-3 lift, whatever you want to do. If you want to be a little bit flashy and burn 2 bars a meter, you can get 50% like this out of punishing them in the air. You can actually do back 2 into meter burn rocket, and you'll get 52% if you end it with lift. It's 50 if you end it with the turbine mix up. So that's pretty good because it's kind of like guaranteed damage. You don't have to worry about possibly mixing them up to go for more. If you have the meter, maybe that's good to do sometimes. Also, it's really important to manage your trait. You have to know when your trait is running out and when it's going to be back up, so that mid-combo you can know if you'll be able to trade or not. So a lot of Green Lanterns have caught on to using Lantern's Might with meter and then dashing underneath, or dashing at the right time so that you don't switch sides, or just standing there and doing a back 1. But this mix-up's really good because whenever you dash underneath, or whenever you decide to dash, you can make them guess with overhead or low. And that's pretty good, but it's kind of a risky thing because if they block it, then you just burn meter to not really get a whole lot of damage. So I don't really like to do it a whole lot. I want to show you the distance thing with the meter burn rocket because I feel like it's one of the best projectiles in the game. You can be pretty far back here and hit confirm your OAS rocket and then meter burn it and then get that back 1-3 to trait and do your combo accordingly. So that's really, really nice. A lot of Green Lanterns need to use that more instead of just jumping and shooting all the time. You gotta use OAS rocket on the ground. It's really helpful. And another thing is, a lot of times you're close enough after meter burn rocket hits that you don't have to lift and then burn more meter to do a combo. You can just back 1-3 trait, lift, combo accordingly, and you'll do a lot more damage and you won't need to burn more meter. But anyway, that's really all the knowledge I wanted to share with you guys that I kind of have right now. I really, really wish I would have made it to Evo. I've been so hyped up on this game. I just, couldn't make it out there. I've been traveling a whole lot. I was just back in Texas around the time that CEO was going on. I mean, the same weekend that CEO was going on, I was in Texas. And I did go to Texas Bar Fights 12, where I played My God 88, the guy who just made top 3 in Evo for Mortal Kombat. And he plays an awesome Superman. It's a top-notch Superman that was doing the KDZ setups. He was already doing them before a lot of these Superman players started trying to figure out what that was. And I mean, he was doing amazing corner damage and all that stuff. I mean, just using Superman really well. But he didn't really study up on Green Lantern. He didn't know a lot of this Green Lantern tech, and I was able to kind of have the advantage and take him out in grand finals. But anyway, another thing that I wanted to mention is Green Lantern's matchups. G&G Crimson Panther posted a really good matchup chart. Well, it's not really a chart, but it's a list on Test Your Might that I 100% agree with. A lot of the things that KT Smith says, I 100% agree with. And I really just want to talk about the characters that Green Lantern does well against, and then the characters that he doesn't do well against. So to start off, the characters that he doesn't do well against would be zoners. Characters like Deathstroke, Sinestro, and Cyborg. Because those characters can kind of limit what Green Lantern normally does. You can't jump in the air and shoot OAS rocket as much because they'll shoot you out of the sky, or have the rocks fall on you. It's kind of tough. And Green Lantern's dash isn't that good. His walk speed isn't that good. I mean, there's a lot of recovery frames in the dash, so you can't just dash up to people that are zoning you out. You have to be really patient and go really slow until you get close to them and they freak out and do something so that you can punish them. I mean, it's possible. I'm just saying that those zoning matchups are kind of difficult. the people that Green Lantern does well against are people that he can outzone and have a little bit more freedom, like when he fights Grundy. You can kind of turbine around, you can zone out Grundy, and he really has a problem with Green Lantern, I feel like. Nightwing, he can get outzoned because the Thunderbolt things on the ground, you can jump over them. Wingdings, you can just run into a Nightwing player that's doing Wingding too much. With Turbine, you just turbine into him in the air. Killer Frost, you can just be patient against Killer Frost, jump, make her with the slide, full combo Punisher. Hawk Girl, I mean, geez, she gets lifted out of the air so easily. Her traits almost nullified. Her normals are short. Green Lantern's lunging normals really help. Whatever. Those are the characters I really agree with. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this guide. I hope we get one Green Lantern in top beta at Evo. That would be awesome. And I really hope that he doesn't get nerfed. Ofidyan out.